Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having an amazing weekend, and I wanted to create this video to show you guys how to draw support and resistance. This is a question I get a lot of times, and as you guys know, this is something that I use to trade a lot, as do a lot of technical analysis based traders. So I'll get into it right away and show you guys some tips and tricks that I use that I found to be really helpful with me finding support and resistances as well as trading with them. So the first thing that I do is I go out on a longer time frame. So you can see right here on Thinkorswim, you get all these different time frames. What I like to do is start from the longer time frames and move all the way into shorter time frames. And what that does is gives you a good idea of, hey, where are strong support and resistances for the week, for example, for the day, or even when you're scalping. Which I like to do is when I draw them, typically on the 5-day 5-minute, 5-day 15-minute, and even the 20-day 1 hour. When you're more or less looking for swing trades, I'd shoot for using the 180-day, the 1 year, and the 3 year. So to get started, what I like to do is you go over to drawing tools here and use this. What this does is draws a straight line. So going into this, you can see this slow ascending channel up to here, finally getting some side-to-side movement. And as you guys can tell, during this recent sell-off, CRM has taken quite a big hit. So here's the first level I see. You see this bottom base candle hold here, you get this hold here, and this candle actually ended up holding this on this wick. So what you can do is go down to here, double click the line, and make that a support line right there. And then what you can do, and what I sometimes do, is say you want to distinguish between long-term support and resistance. So you can right-click this here, you can edit properties, and you can color code these long-term support and resistances. So when you're getting close to this level and you're looking for a swing trade, like, hey, I'm watching if CRM, for example, can hold 125 this week to enter a swing trade. Then you know, and you can identify that level. So say you can just set this, change it, and then okay. So now we color-coded blue as the long-term time frame. So now we'll identify a resistance right here. You see this level right here that I just drew? Rejection here, push down, rejection here, push down, rejection followed by consolidation, breakthrough, big gap up. Then we get this breakdown, confirmation below this trend line right here, and look at that sell-off that we see. Those are two primary ones that you can identify just simply from this 1 year or this 3 week chart right here. Another support that I see right here is going to be right here. See this bottom confirmation, reversal candle here, bottom confirmation again, reversal up to that resistance. And then again, you can always change these by editing the properties. You can change it ultimately to whatever you'd like. And then I change these to dotted lines, make them a little more easier to see with my studies, edit properties. Then you can go over to this blue one right here and dotted line. So now what you can do, or what this shows, is once you break a resistance, for example, so we break this level right here at 166.24, that will become a new support level. So you see this push up, tried confirming support here, gap down, confirm the support here. This will become a new support as it has become a resistance over here. Now we get a new base support over here. CRM closing below this on this weekly candle here, likely going to see 122 level or somewhere in that range. A retest of the lows back here from December. And now I will show you what I do next. So next you can even narrow this down, say 1 year, 1 day, 180-day, 4 hour. Again, this is if you're looking for a longer time frame to get a general idea of where the stock's heading. I do, even when I'm scalping, I do look at these trends on the underlying to get an idea of where, for example, this stock is going, or the trend that it has. So now what I like to do is, for example, go into a shorter time frame. So now you can see this 20-day, 1 hour, you obviously have a lot shorter time frame. You have a lot more support and resistances that are intraday. What you can do here, for example, is zoom in. You can see one right here, draw it, go over here, and then you can go right here and draw it. So you see this top right here ended up breaking through, confirming breakdown below, consolidation right here again confirming, and a rejection right here. We can also see a bottom support right, let me draw this right here at 132.11, and here's how I get that. Rejection here, confirmation of a resistance, break above, confirmation of support here to this next trend line, then we get a rejection at that resistance. And again, guys, this was from the longer time frame. So even if you're going for scalps, those longer time frame support and resistances can still help greatly. So we drew that one on the 1 week. Look how you could have played that on the 20-day. You get this gap up, rejection here, push down. So then you get this new support over here that we got from right here, support here, support here. We can look for a retest of this 132.86 or 131.86 level come Monday, or we can get a drop down break below to the 121.82 level. You can, as always, color code these as you'd like. So you could go here, change it to green for a shorter time frame, for example, or ultimately whatever colors work best for you. Then now what you do, you can work all the way down to 1 day, 1 minute. 1 day, 1 minute isn't something that I use very much, simply because it's going to give you a lot of false signals. The longer time frame support and resistances will give you better confirmation of the movement. As you know, 1 day, 1 minute is so rapid that it's really tough to identify strong support and resistances that you'll see confirm again and again. So that's why I typically like the 5 day, 5 minute chart more. Just gives you more of a confirmation, gives you a better trend line as well. So remember this one that we just drew on the 20 day, 1 minute. You can see this rejection here, breakdown through here, test of lows, and now we're consolidating on this 131.78 level. Now we can zoom in here and see some more support and resistances that we can look at when we are trying to scalp. So you can see this clear top right here on, what was that, Thursday? Right here, you can see this top right here, followed by this base support. So you get this base support here, you get this rejection here, and you get this rejection here. And then we get this gap down, break below, and now we're trending in between this 132.16 level and 135.4 level. We'll ultimately see how this develops into Monday. And one thing that I want to really preach when people do this, I know a lot of people get anxious or whatever it might be when trading, like, oh, they see this break below or break above 135.48 resistance, for example, on a candle. I always preach to wait for a candlestick confirmation. So what you're going to do is watch for the break of this and confirm a candlestick confirmation above this. So like right here, we get the breakthrough confirmation right here. Look at that gap up to 135.48 from 132 here. Now we get this consolidation here, gap up again, candle confirmation, push up, and then we get a consolidation here and a break below. So one thing to look to when you're getting a breakthrough of support and resistance, for example, is the candlestick pattern that you see set up. So this is one that catches my eye right here. We get this breakthrough, but you see how there's not much strength. You can see buyers and sellers are locked at this price point in between this candle and this candle, and that's actually an inverted reversal candle, inverted hammer, which is a bearish sign. So you get this reversal here, push down all the way, and this is a perfect example of why I tell people to wait for a confirmation. So you see we get this wick that actually breaks below this trend line right here at 132.04, but look, candlestick confirms, another confirmation here to the upside, then you get this move right here, rejection at the middle VWAP or middle Bollinger Band. Now you can see we're basically trend lining here on this 132 level, and we're eating premium side to side. You can see the side to side movement. But again, wait for a confirmation and also look at the candlesticks that are forming. As you can tell, these three candles right here are not showing any strength to the upside. Yeah, it confirms above this, but that's a bearish reversal candle right here. Then we get this big downside to this 132.18 level. This has to show more strength too. So you see right here, look at this candle this candle right here that has hardly any volume. Then we get some selling confirmation here, and look at that volume on that sell-off down to this 132 level. And this, guys, is not something that you can just do for individual stocks. You can also do this for the market levels. So I do this for SPY, I do this for futures to track the market to see where we're at, for example. So we can zoom in on NQ, and we can see all these trend lines that I have. So you can see, look how you could have played this bottom right here off of this Fibonacci level up to this resistance. See this base support that's still holding, still held yesterday, and we get this double rejection up here at 76.51. So a lot of times, unless there's really, really big or important news about a stock, all of these stocks will follow this market here. And they actually say 75% of stocks will track the market directly. And obviously, if you have news like Luke and Coffee, for example, yesterday, that moved huge, obviously, because of false news about their sales, that's not going to track the market closely. But a majority of the time, when you're charting or doing technical analysis, you really have to look at key market levels to see where the market's going, which gives you a clue of where your stock can head as well. So what I do is I have not only the stock up, but I also have these market levels up. So I can be like, hey, the market's approaching a support here. We'll likely see a reversal to the upside, watching this pattern formation here before I get in calls, for example, on Apple or something like that, as Apple does track the market closely. So that's what I do. I don't just have one individual stock open, for example. I have the market and the stock open, so you can get a general idea of, hey, where is the stock heading, and B, where is the market heading? Because if the market's going to tank and you're trying to get in calls because of a good setup on Apple, Apple is more than likely going to drop as well. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. As always, if you guys could subscribe, it would help a ton. We are doing a really big giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. And also, if you guys could check out our Instagram and website, we'd love to have you guys on the team. Hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to Monday.